What's the deal, y'all? What's the deal, y'all? What's the deal, y'all? Rich Trapper, we back with another weekly wrap-up brought to you by Live Hip Hop Daily and Junkie Cartel. I got some news you can use. First story of the night, I don't know if y'all seen it, but Blueface, man, he had a hard night in the ring. He was fighting that boy Chibu, something like that. Jeff, was it Chibu? It don't matter. But Blueface was getting that poop, pop, bing, bop, boom. He got head, shoulders, knees, and toes, eyes, ears, mouth, and nose put upon him. Now, Blueface did do a lot better than a lot of us thought he would do, but when it came down to it at the end, it looked like Blueface got bodied up. You feel me? It's a couple little skits going around, a couple little clips going around the internet, and it's not looking like Blueface was at his absolute best. It looked like he got winded going into the third, fourth round, and it didn't really seem like he had the stamina or the cardio to go round for round, pound for pound with Chibu, who was his opponent, as they were both fighting at a heavyweight bout at Aiden Ross's brand pick. Was it brand pick? Brand Risk, the Brand Risk promotion. Shout out to Aiden Ross for putting that together. But again, Blueface did lose in the decision. It was a unanimous decision. He felt that he got cheated. Now, this is where things get tricky. Blueface says at the end, when Aiden Ross asked him, hey, will you be fighting at another Brand Risk promotion? Blueface was adamant as saying no, he would not be fighting at another Brand Risk promotion because he's saying that Aiden Ross, Aiden Ross is tight over there with Rain Bets. He's saying that they flew Flam and they skulldug and Larson the entire system and they cheating the bets. So with that all being said, man, it's hard to see what Blueface is going to go, moving forward when it comes to other promotions. He might go to Stake, he might go to, what's the other one? Prize Picks and all that kind of stuff. They got all the little whoopie dance, blah, blah, blah. But he said that as far as dealing with Aiden Ross and Brand Risk, he's not doing that no more. And he's accusing Aiden Ross of fixing the fight so Aiden Ross can win on his own bet. Blueface said, and I quote, of course you're not going to lose on your own promotion. What you think this is?
Hey, damn well you ain't going to lose your own money on your own fight card.
So with that all being said, man, y'all let me know in the comments. Do you feel like Blueface was cheated or did he lose fair and square? Jeff, what's the next story? Now, going into this situation, Dwight Howard. Never a far cry from any type of salacious or crazy situation that he got going on. Got his wife crying in the car. Now, I don't know if she's crying in the Honda, or I don't know if she's crying in the Nissan. I would assume that maybe she's crying in the Maybach, considering the fact that she's married to Dwight Howard. But somehow, some way, she is on social media. Y'all hear me on this. Black people, I don't know what makes you go on social media and show crimes and criminalities or whatever, but she is on social media with a big old bag of Yola. That's right, Yola. Put it right there at the top for me, Jeff. Yola, a big old bag of Yola, and she is crying and sniffing mighty hard as she goes off on Dwight Howard, saying that powdery white substance, that sugar booger, that toot, yeah. Beat that he off of, she's saying that that's ruining her family. She's saying that that's ruining everything that they have going on. So with that being said, man, we sending our prayers to Dwight Howard and the family, but I just want to play this quick little clip. Jeff, can we play the clip right there?
This is what I'm fucking losing my fucking marriage to. This shit right here. I told everybody, y'all gotta help him. He is spiraling. I'm in here with him. I'm trying to love him through it.
That's a big, look, we're going to, Jeff, we're going to get to this thing. That's a big bag of Yola, bro. That's all I'm saying. Who told her to sit in the front seat of the Nissan Maxima, sniffing mighty hard, nostrils mighty big and red? That's all I'm saying. I ain't trying to say nothing, but I'm saying something. Sniffing mighty hard with that big old bag of powder. Powder, P-O-W-D-A-H, powder. You feel me? I'm just saying, it's a whole lot of flu, flambery, skullduggery, and larceny going on within the household of Dwight Howard. They're saying that the kids are being told to lie. They're saying this, but past all that, that's a lot of Yola. Look, it's Trap News Network. I'm Rich Trapper. I'm distracted by the amount of Yola in this video. That all being said, man, I'm just gonna send my prayers to Dwight Howard and her with the big old nostrils because it looked like she finna go see it. That all being said, Jeff, what's the next story? So now we got Mano versus 50 Cent. We got Southside Jamaica Queens versus Brooklyn. Mano has stepped into the situation by putting out a new song called The Algorithm. Now, Jeff, reel it in, slow down, big dog, because we're not going to play that song because we don't want to lose our monetization. We learned earlier this week when we put it up as a reaction that they gonna copyright it, so we're not gonna put the song. But if you want to hear it, go to Mano's Instagram page. Be more than happy to check that out. But 50 Cent came out with a song called The Algorithm. I believe he began calling himself The Algorithm, something like that. But Mano has taken over what 50 Cent had going on and said, hey, you know what? You're not the algorithm, big dog. I'm the algorithm. I'm the algorithm. So it's a lot of algorithmic playing going on right now. For those of you guys who don't know, Mano has stepped into the beef after 50 Cent included him when his situation with Jim Jones, Mano, Dave East, Jim Jones, they got that podcast going on. Make sure y'all shout them out, show them some love. They stepped into the beef after 50 Cent went at Jim Jones. 50 Cent said they got evicted. They said no, they didn't. bring it all the way back. This all comes on the heels of T.I. and the Harris family. T.I.'s doing some great family bonding. Shout out to T.I. and Damani and King. Family bonding. Started off the beef with 50 Cent after 50 Cent made some derogatory terms about T.I.'s wife, King and Damani's stepmom, King's mom, Tiny Tamika Harris. So there's a lot of issues going on, but it's kind of like this whole domino effect that's now spilled its way into the New York streets. And you have Mano dropping the algorithm going at 50 Cent. And 50 Cent doesn't seem like he's backing down anytime soon, because following that, Jeff, we got Clarissa Shields and 50 Cent. Bingo, because Clarissa Shields and 50 Cent's going into it after 50 Cent accused Clarissa Shields of bumping uglies with one of his homies. She said that, look, man, it was a Christmas time, it was a whole little and Clarissa Shields was giving out a lot more than holiday ham. She was giving out that holiday yam, you feel me? And apparently 50 Cent's homie was creeping in and out of the house while Papoose was somewhere not, maybe not, blah, blah, blah. And they was hanging out. Now, Clarissa Shields put out the conversation where old boy saying that, hey, you know, we was just hanging out, nothing ever happened, we was never with you damn this, with you damn that, and bro seemed complacent of that on the conversation. But when the conversation hit the internet, he backed it down and flipped it up and was like, hey, no, I'm finna go crazy, I'm finna expose you, I'm finna this, I'm finna do that. Now, what I will say is, you can't be telling on the cheeks, big dog. If you feel me, then just in peace and quiet, where everybody got to know about it. You feel me? Keep it player, big dog, 2 times for my piece. That's all I'm saying. But he decided to go into the internet in true troll fashion, being 50 Cent's homeboy. He put all the business out in the streets, and now it's looking real ugly as Clarissa Shields is all through our internet timeline. Instead of talking about her next upcoming fight, telling us about how she's not cheating on Papoose. And look, Clarissa Shields, I'm going to just say this here at TNN Trap News Network, and the rest of black people don't none of us think that you cheating on Papoose. Like, we all see that you crazy about that man. We all see what you going through to keep your man. We see it, baby. We don't think that you cheating on Papoose. So just continue on with your life. Get ready for your next fight. Stop fighting men in the ring, and we're going to get into that. We're going to talk about that story next week. You know. But, Jeff, let's keep it in rotation. What we got next? Man, now let's talk about this. Gas prices is higher than Snoop Dogg on Air Force One smoking a good pound that he just got from some Afghans. All I'm saying is, why are we going through this high of a gas price? Look, gas prices is higher than Dwight Howard's girlfriend in that last video. Never mind. Anyway, as gas prices continue to soar, we see that the barrel of, I think crude oil was up like $80, $9 a barrel. Last week it was $60. Now it's like $80 or something like that. And the flu flammary, the skullduggery, is larceny. It's through the roof, man. Here being in Los Angeles, California, I don't know where you're watching this at, but we're currently in Los Angeles, California. The cheapest gas is $5.09. You know, we all got our little spots where we go to for our quick little gases and little boop bands. Man, I went to my spot, Jeff, and I'll tell y'all something. I went to my little spot today, and the gas was $5.08, and that was the cheapest. You feel me? Now I had to go put that 91 in there and fill up that Tahoe. Jeff, $5.61. $5.61 is how much gas cost me a gallon, but it is what it is, man. So we're gonna figure out how we're gonna do this. Either we about to get back on that bus, we might get on the skateboard. Shit, I might go pick me up an electric scooter, big dog, and just through this, because gas is hella high. But this comes on the heels of the United States going to war with Iraq. But here's the thing about it that don't really make sense. The majority of the United States crude oil comes from like Mexico and Canada. So how does the fight in Iran raise the gas prices? Most of our crude oil comes from Canada or Mexico. Let me stop before they cancel CNN Trap News Network. Message, pay attention, because that doesn't actually make sense. Anyway, Jeff, let's go into the next story. So, going into this crazy story with the situation we got going on with Iran that actually doesn't have anything to do with our gas prices, even though they keep saying it does because our crude oil doesn't come from there. I digress. An American missile strike has allegedly hit an all-girls school in Iran. Now, America is not saying they did it, but they not saying they did it. We're going to roll the clip.
The Pentagon has now determined in its preliminary findings that it was indeed the United States that attacked an Iranian elementary school, which resulted in at least 175 deaths, with most of them being children. They're calling it a targeting error with outdated coordinates, where the Shahjare Tayyebe all-girls school in Minab was mistaken for the IRGC naval base sitting right next to it.
So after watching this little clip, you can see that they not saying they didn't do it, but they not saying they did it, but they saying, like, if we did do it, you got a problem with it, come do something about it. It's iffy, because American politics strictly dictate that they never attack any type of civilian, any type of school, any type of church, any type of place of worship, anything like that where civilians are known to gather. It's not really supposed to be on the list of places to But as you can see from the hit on the girls' school and this white man's inability to actually answer the question, it's not really clear if they really attacked the girls' school or not. That's not really sure what happened with that. America, again, is not saying they didn't do it, but they ain't saying they did do it. It's a whole lot of food family skullduggery and larceny. When Donald Trump was asked about it, Donald Trump had this to say.
A new report says the military investigation has found it was the United States that struck the school.
I don't know about
Right, so it's kind of like they not saying they didn't do it, but they not saying they did do it, but they're making it clear that if you got a problem with the fact that I could have possibly did it, we can get cracking behind it. So, you know what I'm saying? They said they're going to go get cracking and come back. With that all being said, man, the war in Iran is definitely escalated. We do want to send our prayers to everybody who was involved at that bombing at that all-girls school because, you know, there are innocent bystanders involved and children should never be a victim or casualties of war amongst adults based off of profitable gains. With that all being said, man, we up out of here to the next one. It's been another weekly wrap-up brought to you by Live Hip Hop Daily, Junkie Cartel. We up out of here to the next one, man. Red dots to the left. You know the rest. We are gone.